Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com.
That was horrible.
That was the worst.
Horrible.
That was the worst thing you could have chosen to do.
What did you do?
It was awful. Can we do something else? Can we start
Engage.
again?
That's what I did.
There. Do that.
Okay.
Do it again.
Do we want to start over?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start over. Okay.
Start over.
All right, ready? Engage.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com.
That's better.
That was better.
What's going on with you?
She doesn't like my intro finger movements.
The finger movements were good. I don't like anything that comes close to being
She could always just do some
Those
vagina
are fine.
tickling.
Those are fine. That's all fine.
We could really demonetize the fuck out of this video.
Tim says it's an Austin Powers judo chop. That's what the original one was.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, we know it's a National Wine Drinking Day, but the only wine in this house is bitter, like Sierra.
I like dry red wine. I want you to drink it and have the Sahara in your face. And so nobody drinks wine with me.
I ran out of time to stop at the gas station, which is where, of course, I buy all of my wine.
The only other wine I have is a can of wine, and it's okay. But it's not.
Not your style.
No.
Oh, I thought the can of wine, I thought you were kidding. I thought it was actual grape juice.
No, it's actual can of wine.
Oh, I'll drink the can of wine.
Oh, okay.
I just don't
the
drink juice. So I wasn't going to drink grape
need to get
juice.
some straight pins to close the
Do you want to drink it out of the
curtains.
can, or would you like a
Of
glass?
course I'll drink it out of the can. What do you think I am?
Sophisticated or something?
All right, so now it's turned around, so you can't see anything. So we do have our wine for National Wine Day.
So in my effort to reduce our paper footprint on the planet, my computer's not working for me. I have brought the computer back out again because Toxie prints everything extra big and 45 pages long,
and doesn't even do back and front.
It's not an option. I'm printing it in a place that I don't have a lot of options.
So
I was printing it out quick and coming, and what you get is what you get.
Speaking of coming, did you ever get that spot out that you needed to?
I did.
From last week, we discussed
did my cleaner work for you?
It did. It worked.
Good.
It's out.
See? I told you.
So
maybe we should promote it. Like get your cum stains out of your couch.
Just buy some upholstery cleaner if you happen to accidentally get cum stains in your friend's couch.
Yeah, just get the one that comes with the brush on the head. Just that's what I use. That's what she did.
All right.
That's it. Nice and easy.
Nice resolve. Nice resolve on that story.
Speaking of coming, I got paid, so I was cruising through my Wish app to pay for the $2 items that were in my cart. You know how you do. You spend all week 2 weeks between paychecks. You're just cruising your Wish app, and you're like, ooh, add that to cart, and then you take stuff out.
Yep.
You know, until you've gotten it down to the $6 you're willing to spend on Wish.
Which usually works out to $20 with shipping.
I literally never ordered from Wish before.
Oh, it's great. I love it. So, it suggests things based on previous purchases that you've made. So, my wish list here, I'm going to pull it up so that you can see. Not you, because it would get us banned. My wish list. my list from Wish. So, here is what Wish looks like.
While you're looking for your Wish app and getting it to pull up, I also like to shop on Wish. And but I usually buy art supplies from my Wish app. I have never seen adult products in my Wish browsing selection.
I get Wish app suggestions.
I know
on Facebook.
On Facebook,
yeah.
And I see people screenshot that and post it. Okay, Wish, what kind of person do you think I am? And I'm like, I don't get those.
Yeah.
So I consciously went and searched for. I tried dildos and that didn't work.
How long ago was that? Because they fixed that.
Oh.
Yeah, they had disabled the dildos search feature on Wish because you're not supposed to sell dildos in China, but...
I typed in massagers.
Yeah, you get them that way. So my wish list, it's got a vehicle decal that's come up a couple of times. It says no fat chicks car will scrape, which is clearly wrong. But then there's like household stuff and beauty stuff, D&D dice, a book, an electrified strap-on.
Electrified?
Well, it's supposed to help men get hard.
Oh.
And I don't know why it's in mine, but then there's penis-shaped glasses. and then beauty products, and then this is a sex doll. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's lingerie.
Is that on your list?
No, this is just what it suggests to me. So it suggests lingerie and
Once
dildos and
you've
stuff.
gone through, every time you open something up, it saves it, and it gives you things to look at that are
Male
close to the
masturbatory
things that you
tool.
opened.
That's like a fleshlight.
Yeah.
But that's it. That fleshlight. I don't know. Your dick might fall off in that. I don't know if I'd take that chance.
Yeah.
Why?
So one
It
of the
looks
things
it looks like an inflamed.
I'm gonna pull up. Okay, so
Fleshlight.
here's my recent searches because this thing popped up. So I'm doing sex dolls gay, but nothing came up that way. But there are these new sex dolls where the vaginas are super inflamed and super red.
Oh.
But look at, so like there's all these sex dolls.
Holy crap, I didn't even know they had that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the molded buttocks of a woman and with a huge vaginal area in the middle for you
sex
to
dolls.
pierce
For
with
man.
your tool.
Penis!
Did you just get formalin say pierce with your tool?
Yes. Well,
Like,
I
shove
didn't
your
want
dick
to.
inside.
I wanted it to be gender fluid. I wanted it to be your tool, either your attached tool or one that you attach on your own.
Okay, that makes sense.
Most women putting dicks on themselves are not fucking dolls. Anyway, so there's a bunch of sex dolls on here.
I don't know. I totally would, just for the experience.
So
of
the
it.
reason we're bringing this up is because I was searching through Wish and it came up with this chair called the mydiletto. I'll spell that for you. It's DILETTO. I'm going to put a link to the Amazon listing for it on our Facebook page. But it is a chair that you ride on, and you use it like one of those rowing machines. You know, like those ellipticals where you walking and moving your arms at the same time. And
it's a self-propelled.
yes, it is a self-propelled sex chair. So you sit here and you move back and forth on the chair, and the dildo goes in and out of you. Now, this came up, and I was like, I need to see videos of this in action. And so, of course, I went to Pornhub, because why not? Pornhub, you need to sponsor us. And there are videos on there of women using the mydiletto, and they sold me. Now, I'm not spending the $205 that Amazon's got it on, but I might spend the like $60 from Wish. But
Well,
it'll
it does
probably
have
be the.
free shipping though.
It does have
It does have free
It does
shipping.
have free shipping.
Is there a video on here?
I can pull one up, but so I was looking at the videos, and there is a video, a promotional video on YouTube for it. There's nobody actually using it. There's a person sitting on it, but there's no dildo in it, so you can see the movement of it. But so I do a lot of my research for the show on Saturday or Sunday morning when I have nothing going on while I'm laying in bed. And so, like, I watched this YouTube video on my phone, and then I came downstairs, and then I linked my phone to the TV so we could watch YouTube videos on the TV, because that's usually what we do. We take turns playing YouTube videos, because we're fucking nerds. And that happened to still be in my video queue. Thankfully, my son wasn't in the room, but my roommate was. So I was like, oh, that's research for the show.
So this is what when you look at this chair, if you go to Amazon and you type in mydiletto and it comes up, you'll see it looks like a workout machine.
Yeah, it's DILETTO. I'm going to put the link on our Facebook page.
If you're a fat girl...
I mean, here's the deal. I
It's
don't even know if I work out that hard during actual sex. I don't know how much I'm going to do on that chair.
Yeah, it's rated for up to 300 pounds. So
that
it's
looks like a fucking workout.
It does too. If you look up the Pornhub videos on it of girls actually using it, it looks like a. It looks.
Just
like
to share,
They're working their ass off. They're sweating.
They
They're
sure
sweating to the
the
80s or
fuck
something.
are.
Tim said a Nordic track, if you will.
Nordic track!
Nordic track. That is exactly what this motherfucker is.
Jeffrey said they'll never get you away from that chair. That's true. You're going to be up there in that chair.
I would be a skinny bitch if I had this chair. I'm gonna tell you, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go upstairs and do my exercises. Hurts my side. I pulled a
You're
rib
gonna be
muscle.
ordering the 55-gallon of lube to go with it.
Yeah.
You're like popping
Come
some on
on.
the chair.
Wait, I guess. Facebook's taking forever to load. I also got everybody and their mother on my Wi-Fi.
All right. So when do you think you'll have this chair in? So we can at least take some photos to post on the SinCityBounty page.
Not until I get my dismal tax return check.
Okay.
Wait, so you're going to order it off of Wish?
Yeah, probably. Like I said, I'm not paying $205.
The Wish price is a quarter of what the Amazon price is.
Let me pull it up on Wish.
So.
And
then when I first came in, Sierra was on her computer looking at other writing machines.
Yeah, so I Googled sex toys you can write on because now I'm intrigued. And there is a link to a website, and they posted an article, and there's 6 sex toys you can write on. It gives the 87,000 word blurb about it. I was like, I don't want to read about your thing. I just want to see them. So this one I've seen on Wish before as well. It's the Weedle automatic thrusting dildo sex machine. It's a little suction cup. It holds a dildo. You can put it up a bunch of places, and it jackhammers you. It's pretty basic.
Jackhammers. Jackhammers. That's the kind of word you want to hear.
It's only $60 on Amazon. Not bad.
So this next one is the Liberator Bon sex toy mount, but you and I saw this in action.
Mm-hmm.
We were somewhere. If you guys have never seen the Liberator, look it up. But we were somewhere that people were using it in front of us, and I remember sitting there. Granted, we were drinking, but I'm like, it is so powerful. Like my legs were going numb from the vibrations of just being in the vicinity on the floor of it. I'm like,
wow.
Now this isn't the vibrating version. This is the sex pillow version. So it's just
the pillow.
It's just the pillow with a dildo that you can mount, or you can.
Okay, so we saw it with where it was automated.
And woo, buddy!
Holy shit!
Yeah, this one's just your regular dildo with a suction cup.
No, go back. It is a jelly dildo with a seriously strong suction cup.
It's only $10 on Amazon. Tracy's dog realistic dildo jelly dong.
I've ordered.
I think this is how most people who like mounting toys start, is with the jelly suction cup doll.
So this next one is for dudes. It's called a masturbation doll with a vagina and an anus. It's the Lenovi? I don't know. Masturbator sex doll. I'll post the link to this article on the
Except
Facebook page
it's not
too.
a doll. It's just her butt and part of her back.
It's with her vagina, with a stretchy labia and a squeezy butt. And so
they have it all stretched out and everything.
They're like, bing!
Yeah, like no, just so you know, if you go look at this picture, I've never seen a labia minora actually that stretchy.
Yeah, don't practice with this and then go get a girlfriend and try to do that with her.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, that's a very stretchy.
So this one is a masturbation doll with breasts. So it's just a torso, no arms, no legs. It's a vagina, a belly button, and 2 titties.
It's like a Venus de Milo with no legs.
Yeah, except with a realistic vagina instead.
And huge boobies.
Huge boobies.
Those are big boobs.
It's the Fond Love Sex Doll Male Masturbator.
How much is that one? Does it say?
$48.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah. This next one, though, this one might also be one that ends up in my cart. It's masturbation doll with a penis. Now, this is not a torso. It is just from just above the belly button to the very tops of the thighs.
But why do the tops of his thighs look like ass cheeks?
Yes,
so
they do.
that you can sit on it and it cushions your butt while you're riding it. So it's actually a butt cushion. It looks like ass cheeks, but it's a butt cushion. But I'm assuming that there's also a hole right there. You see that little beep? I'm assuming there's a butthole there so that you could... Yes, Toy's anus is able to be penetrated to if you want to bring things to the next level. Interesting.
All right.
I mean, it looks like a Saturday right there.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was it on this list.
How about you guys in our chat? Do you have any kind of mountable sex toys that you suction cup to the shower wall or to the vinyl covered bar stool in your kitchen while you're chopping vegetables for your kids' dinner?
That was very specific.
You clearly have a fantasy.
It Very specific.
But I'm not loaning you my kid for that fantasy.
No.
I mean, I like chopped vegetables, though, so I'm willing.
Jasper says, stay hydrated. If you're going to buy one of these, I would think you would need to stay hydrated. Mm-hmm. And Tim says, I love how most of the names sound like Bond villain weaponry.
Yeah, they do.
So funny.
Oh, gosh.
So this can of wine, like, it was I supposed to shake it?
No, I don't think so.
I think anything in a can you should probably...
I should have
not
shook
shake.
It. Can someone stick
Not
their
shake,
finger in
but,
it so
you
I
know.
can shake it?
No, just swirl it.
It has stuff, like, it's strong at the bottom.
No, the whole thing's like that.
It wasn't at first. At first I'm like, alright.
Oh.
This is in honor of National Wine Day.
National Wine Day.
Taking one for the team here.
All right, I'm going to post the link to the sex doll.
Rita said I'm not coming over for dinner.
I'll wash my hands.
But you would know that, like, the veggies were prepped.
While I was
as you were
masturbating.
writing. Yeah.
Well, if we can't have cucumbers at your mother's house,
That's
we
right.
certainly can't have chopped vegetables at yours either.
That's true. My mother appeared on our show in our first year as Petra the Sex Expert. And when we talked to her about toys, she said she likes them all natural. And we decided we would never eat cucumbers at my mother's house again. Or the zucchinis.
We talked to your mom about... I met your mom recently.
You did.
And
She loves you, by the way.
She was amazing. And I'm like, you have to come on the show again. And she's like, okay.
Yeah,
she
you know
was
what?
so agreeable to it.
My mom is great. She's hilarious. And she'll shine you on a little bit. She will not take a day off to come onto the show. Mm-mm. She will not. If she's on vacation, we might be able to catch her.
We will catch her on vacation.
She will not call in. She goes in on her days off half the time.
Okay.
She's 70 and she works like...
One of these days we'll just not
Like a
do the show
30-year-old, yeah.
and just have our moms do it.
Speaking of doing the show, so right around the corner from my house is my favorite sushi place in the world, and they do a special discounted sushi on Tuesday nights. And I talked to the owner and his wife Saturday because we were there for Valentine's Day, and they would love to have us come and do our show from all you can eat sushi at Sushi Hero.
Jeff, if you're still in chat, it's your favorite place too.
It is. We're gonna be
So
over.
yay!
So if you will announce, it'll be after our 10-year anniversary, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. So after our 10-year anniversary, we're going to do probably at least one show, maybe more. We'll see how it goes at Sushi Hero here in Las Vegas. And it'll, of course, be since it's going to be live in a real place, you can come sit down and watch us do the show and eat sushi. It's only $20 on Tuesday nights for all you can eat sushi. So, I mean, you can't fucking beat that. And their sushi is amazing. They have the best Japanese lasagna in town.
Did you ask about the internet?
No, I didn't. But we actually might be close enough to my
I
house
was
that
literally going to say.
I think we can piggyback my Wi-Fi. But we can use my phone from there. So we know we can broadcast using my phone. So I posted those links to the chair and to the article about the 6 sex toys that you can ride on our Facebook page. So go check it out. All right, that was my bit. Y'all asked me to come up with something.
Well, since you mentioned that you were just there for Valentine's Day, let's talk about your Valentine's Day.
Hold on.
Okay.
We'll go into that, but just while we're talking things you stick in your vagina, I did happen to see something. So when I was recently searching Amazon, which I kind of do the same thing. Like I search, I save things, I come back, but I was searching for anal beads. And one thing that kept coming up was Benoit balls, which are not for your ass. They're for your vagina. So I decided to look up Benoit balls. Do you guys know what they are?
Yes, I have a set. I think I mentioned this. We might have talked about it in the pre-show for a second. But my ex was into my vagina being super... I have a very mobile vagina. Like, I do Kegels regularly. It's also... I take it with me everywhere. But
Hence the mobile vagina.
It's very strong because I do Kegels regularly.
I was just imagining your boyfriend trying to stick it in and it kept moving.
It sort of did that with my ex. But anyway, he purchased me a set of vagina trainer weights that are weighted Benoit balls that go up in weight, size, and type that you put in your vagina and you do your Kegels. It's like weightlifting for your pussy. So my pussy swole, yo.
My pussy.
Do you even pussy lift, bro?
So why did you decide to buy them?
No, I didn't buy them, but they kept coming up in the search. Like, apparently anything balls that you stick inside of you was like, it comes up when you look for anal beads. Like, it all comes up there. And I'm like, no, I'm not sticking that in my ass. Like, that is that's for my vagina.
Did you find a set of anal beads that you decided to buy?
I did, but when I got them, I was quite disappointed. They weren't
As
exactly
nice.
they weren't exactly. They weren't as large as I had hoped.
Wow.
So
I'm afraid of anal beads because I'm afraid that the kid and the guy that I'm with will go vroom,
Like a ripcord
type.
I can only hope for that anal ripcord action. I mean, come on. What else are you going to do back there? Like, it's there for that
So
purpose.
I have a quick question for you. Every time I've done anal sex, I've anal douched before. Do you anal douche before anal beads?
Or
do
I
you have
haven't
a
used
super-
them yet. I
It's
haven't
not
used
called
them yet.
anal douching, is it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It is?
But I've read very extensively on it, and if you want, I have some articles saved that we could definitely bring for next week. Because there's some positives and negatives to actually
anal douching.
anal douching.
Also, I watched the entirety of Sex Education on Netflix. You guys should totally watch it. If you're fans of this show, you'll fucking love that show. It's amazing. But they did like a whole episode on anal douching practically.
Mm-hmm.
And it was... And like I said, I've done it. I've only done butt sex like a couple of times, unlike this one. And so I've only ever anal douched. I do know that it's just like vaginal douching. It's fine once in a while if you use all natural stuff with no...
They sell
Stuff.
anal douching kits, like anal douching bulbs and everything. So it's much more common. Like, for example, whenever you're watching porn, all those women have anal douche before.
Yeah, because
Like
nobody
all of
wants
them.
to see poop on their dick.
It's called
Right.
something else.
No, that you're thinking of the medical term for when you can't poop and you're flushing poop out.
Emetic? Enema.
Enema.
Yeah.
It's not an enema.
Okay.
No. You don't need to do an enema. Like, you don't need to clean out all up here because, I mean, his dick's got to be really long to get in all of your intestines.
Plus your intestines kind of go like this, right?
Right. And then there's a whole section of your intestine that's kind of, like, if you have to poop, you know. You know, everybody gets that feeling that they have to poop, but they don't always. Because there's that tube that, like, it's only there if they really have to go. But
Do we want to go in depth next week on anal douching?
we can do that. We'll go in depth.
We'll do an episode on butt douching.
Why not?
Okay.
That's a good look for me.
So anyway, that's another thing when you look up anal beads. You're so cute.
I know.
When you look up anal beads, a lot that comes up are bulbs for anal douching. So,
Okay.
Yeah, anal douching is just a surface cleanse, just like the immediate entrance area.
Right.
Whereas an enema is like...
Like, gets it all out. Like, if you had something for lunch, like, it is coming out. And I don't necessarily know if that's something I would choose to do, because I'd be afraid, like, at what point does it all stop coming out?
That is a fetish from what I understand.
Yeah, I've
The
done an
enemas.
enema before because I had to. Let's face it, everybody has trouble pooping sometimes. Even me. I'm a champion pooper. But yeah, they're like, you know how when you have a bad reaction to food, but it all comes out your ass instead of out your mouth, and all that gut cramping that you have, and you're like hunched over the toilet, and you're like praying to God you don't burst a blood vessel because your whole body is contracting into shitting out 7 years worth of poop. That's what an enema does.
Or that's what it's for.
No, that's what it
That's
does.
what it does? Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, total side note, and I can go into a lot of this because my brother actually has an intestinal disease, there was a lot of, enemas when he was younger and colostomy bag and all that. And it's really not anything that anyone's going to want to listen to.
We are an educational show.
We are. So I do have to say, though, that almost daily we text, Sierra and I text about pooping.
We text our morning poops to each other. Not photos of them, but the story of our morning poop.
But the story of, like, what's going on and what's happening. And it's a very special exchange for me, only because, a while back I couldn't go anywhere but home or the front restroom here.
I am not jealous at all.
If you would like to be included in the morning poop text.
We've got a whole storyline of butt dust dude and the air spray cleaner thief, and there's a whole a whole bunch of side stories.
Usually I get very jealous when my BFF texts things to other people or messages them on their wall, special little love messages about how much they like them. This one I have no problem with whatsoever.
It's hilarious. It makes my morning. Even today, I was having the worst morning. The worst from, before I even got in the car to go. It was awful. And all I know is at 7 a.m. my phone bings, and it's about, the poop dust guy.
Butt dust guy.
The butt dust guy, and, toilet paper. It was just, I'm like, all right.
So, I will like you all to know that I have a very healthy gut system. Even though I'm a diabetic, and a lot of diabetics have poop problems, I don't. Because I also don't have a gallbladder. So the two work together to give me normal poop. But I poop twice in the morning. I poop when I get up in the morning, and then I poop after my first cup of coffee at work. And this is going to be another shit show, by the way. It always slides into shit.
It always goes right into shit.
I didn't get to poop before when I first woke up this morning because I slept through my alarm, blah, blah, blah. So when I got to work today, I had to do a double long poop because it was both my post-coffee poop and my first wake up in the morning poop.
Rhonda says, hey, I guess I picked a great time to poop in. She says pop in, but I made it poop in.
Yeah, poop in. Welcome to the shit show, y'all.
It's not always about shit, but at some point,
it was gonna go.
Happens.
It was gonna go from whatever topic we were talking about before. The mounting toys into Valentine's Day, but we had to slide into poop first.
Yeah. Oh, because anal beads.
Yes.
Because of your anal beads.
That's true. Yeah, that's how we got into.
That's how we got into shit.
All right, so we need a segue into Valentine's Day now.
Speaking of poop. No, I had a great Valentine's Day. So, Valentine's Day was Friday, but one of my partners works till super late at night, and I have something that I do on Friday night. So we were like, we'll do it on Saturday. So my girlfriend, the female in my throuple, one of the females in my throuple, I'm the other, she's been having a super, super hard time with work and school because she goes to school full time and just with her health and a whole bunch of shit going on. She's had a really shitty couple of months. And so my boyfriend and I were planning on taking her to this really fucking top-notch fancy restaurant for Valentine's Day. And we figured by 7 o'clock on Saturday, there'd be reservations available. Because everybody would be done on Friday or early Saturday. 7 is after the dinner rush on Fridays or on Saturday nights. So we figured we'll be able to get reservations. Every restaurant that we had on our list of fancy places to go eat was fucking sold out. No reservations available whatsoever and no walk-ins allowed. So we were like, fuck it. Well, what do we do? Well, they have a tradition of going to go get Ethiopian food because no one goes to get Ethiopian food on Valentine's Day, so they're usually the only people in there. And I like Ethiopian food, and I like the place they go to, but I also wanted sushi. So I said, let's do my favorite sushi place. Because we always go to theirs, and it's fine, but it's always a long-ass wait. And we knew it would be a ridiculous wait on Saturday night. So we went to Sushi Hero. Literally, actually, it's that way from here. Mm-hmm. And she didn't know we were doing this. She thought that they were going to pick me up and we were going to go to Ethiopian and see a movie. But instead, he curved into the shopping center right here, and she was very confused. And I was already there. I showed up. I arranged this a couple of days beforehand. I showed up. I was at a table. I found this big, super soft stuffed bunny for her and a bag of chocolates because She likes a particular kind of chocolate, and my girl gets what my girl wants. So she got that chocolate and two tiny little mini rose bushes and cards. And I was going to do balloons too, but I thought that might have been too much. So anyway, so we surprised her, and we had sushi, and it was super good, and she liked it quite a bit.
Was there lots of sex afterwards?
No, because
when you fill up on all-you-can-eat sushi, there's not a lot of sex afterwards.
Yeah, there's that, and there was a bunch of other mitigating factors involved. So, and the fact that I've re-injured myself is not helpful.
Well, I'm glad you had a great Valentine's Day.
It was super good.
I saw the pictures you posted. They were cute.
I gotta tell you, after the production of the last few Valentines that I've had to go through with a partner, this was so low-key, and it was so nice. And I got to do something for someone else, where I didn't really get to do that. It's super, super hard to get stuff for someone who already has everything they want and has a regular habit of purchasing things just before holidays, so that it makes it virtually impossible for you to get gifts for them that aren't something stupid that they'll never want and end up staying at your house even after you've been broken up for almost 2 years.
That goes along with the bitter wine you like. Toxie, what about you?
So I'm very clear on the fact. Are you done with your coffee?
I am.
You want some of this?
Do you want some more?
No, I'm good.
Keep going. Can that happens to be wine.
Yeah.
What, your Valentine's?
I actually hate Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very anti-Valentine's Day. I have always been. So I'm very grateful that my person is also not a huge fan of Valentine's Day. So we went out to eat, and it was quite delicious, and it was Mediterranean food.
Nothing super special or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
Date night for them.
Okay.
That's it. It was quite perfect. And then we were going to catch a movie, but the time was like starting soon, so we ended up going. There was a couple people that I know that they were doing karaoke, so we went there, and it was quite a lovely evening. And that's it.
Do you have stories to share with us from our listeners?
I do. So
we asked for Valentine's stories last week, and we were going to get to them, but then we went like 30 minutes over because now we don't have somebody yelling at us about what time to end the show at. So the show might run a little bit longer than 55 minutes like usual.
Actually, I was going to talk to you guys off air about this, but since we're on the subject and she's still looking for stuff, we do need to keep it under 60 minutes because if I do have to go to an online editor to edit videos and audio, you have to pay. Like most of them only give you 5 minutes, but there's a few of them that it's under 60 minutes. So, just so you know.
But, you know, if we had more Patreon subscribers sending us monthly money, we could afford our own video editor or afford to send our videos off to somebody to have them edit them.
Or at least sign up for like Adobe Audition online or something like that where I can just edit stuff there.
So Fernie said many years ago, my boyfriend at the time surprised me with us waking up at 4 a.m. I just have to jump in. I adore you, Fernie, but that sounds like, I don't know, if someone woke me up at 4 a.m., I would be punching them.
It sounds like my Valentine's Day. Like, if you were going to plan me a Valentine's Day, it probably has to start at 4 a.m.
Oh, God. That just sounds awful. It sounds awful. Taking a drive from where we lived in Sacramento to have breakfast. I had no idea where. You had to have breakfast at 4 a.m., Fernie?
4 a.m.
Jesus, places are open at like 7.
That's going home time.
God, that's very true. I'm normally giving a blowjob in a parking lot at that time.
I mean, I can see if you're a morning person. My mom is a morning person. She gets up at like 5 or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And, and she cleans the house. She vacuums and everything while I'm still asleep. So
Sierra's quite the morning person, and I say this because it came up in my memories like a year ago, we went out.
We got
so drunk.
I
don't even know how we got home from a lift, but I don't even remember like anything beyond anything. And I remember waking up on her couch and like opening my eyes, like opening the crusty mascara that was crusting it shut, and like my mouth like doing that. like, why am I so dry? And I remember opening my eyes and looking over, and there she is, like, fully ready. She's like, hey, I'm heading out to, like, go hiking and go to Bonnie Springs and blah, blah, blah.
It was the Bonnie Springs
And I'm
weekend,
sitting there, and I'm like, I couldn't even move my body to get off your couch. And you're like, you can stay as long as you want, or do you want to come with us? Like, did you want to go? Did you want to go hiking? Did you want to go? And I just remember being there like, I really hate you right now. How is this possible? Because I even drove home miserable. And I remember going like, the sun, why the fuck are you out right now? And it was awful. And you were like, all right, hey, let's get going. Like, I'm going to grab some extra water and I'm going to pack a lunch. And
We did.
so...
I get up every day at 5:30 in the morning. And so 8 o'clock on a weekend is sleeping in for me.
I get up shortly after you in the morning because I have a long drive to get my daughter to school and then to work and then to sit in traffic, and so I get up maybe 30 minutes after you. Like, my alarm starts going off like 5:45. I'm fucking miserable. I'm the most miserable person in the morning.
I'm not a morning person, but I'm not a morning person. I've been getting up at the butt crack of dawn for most of my life for work. And, so, like, yeah, like, sleeping in is, like, 7 or 8 o'clock on the weekends for me. And so getting up at 8 to be ready to leave the house by 9 that's nothing.
If I'm up by 10,
It's an early day.
that's an early day.
I'm in between because if we have soccer, then I'm up but early on the weekend.
But then I like to stay
Don't.
up late too. I do a lot of artwork at late,
Yeah.
computer work at late.
No. I just don't sleep. I'm a terrible insomniac. I average between 3.5 and 4 hours of sleep a night.
So going back to Fernie's story, they purposefully got up at 4 a.m. They took a drive. I bet it's romantic. I bet I'm just missing that part.
Maybe the
That's
dawn,
what I think it is.
because you get the dawn.
It's the
hopefully.
dead-
I think it's the dead
It's your
part
dead
inside
cold
of
heart.
me. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. I bet this is the most romantic story I'm ever going to read. And I'm just not... I got it. I'm sorry, Fernie. I get it now. So they woke up at 4 a.m., took a drive from where they lived in Sacramento to have breakfast. She didn't know where. The drive was beautiful. The sun was rising. They entered South Lake Tahoe, which, by the way, is supposed to be absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I get the drive now. That would be absolutely beautiful. Had a delicious breakfast in a mom and pop type place. He gave me a beautiful hand-blown glass red turtle. The whole day was perfect. I've been blessed with some wonderful men in my life. I've had one make me breakfast, and I enjoyed it in bed. So
That would be cool. I've never had breakfast in bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even the kid?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? My kid is also now an early riser because he's gotten up at 5 or 5:30 every morning for his entire fucking life. So, like, if I get up at 8 o'clock, he's been up since 7 or 6, and he's been watching cartoons all morning.
I think he needs to do that before he's 15.
Make
Because
me breakfast
it's like a
in
rite of passage for kids to
the
make
morning.
their
I only got
parents.
like 6 months to go, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So I have another, but hold on, I have to log into my other. He didn't want to post it in the group, so I have to log into my other account.
So for those of you who don't know, I am single. I did not do Valentine's Day. I worked on my Valentine's Day. I did get to see a lot of couples together, which I loved. I live vicariously through my friends and the fun that they're having. And so that was my Valentine's Day. Yeah. I did tell someone the story of Valentine, the Roman priest who was marrying Roman soldiers even though they weren't supposed to, so they beheaded him for it.
Which is why we celebrate Valentine's.
That's right. Saint Valentine.
But also Lupercalia. Fuck a goat, eat a wolf.
I don't know what
Not
any
what
of that
Lupercalia
means.
is. Maybe fucking the goat, but no
Not
eating a
eating a
wolf.
Whoa, back up! Why are you all like so weird about eating the wolf? But fucking the goat's okay.
Men have been fucking goats since goats were available for fucking. Same thing with sheep.
Not that it's right or
No,
moral.
it's not right or moral.
Don't.
But guys will fuck anything.
Just so you know, if you fuck a goat or sheep or any other animal, that's considered rape because they did not consent.
They can't consent.
It's also considered illegal in most states.
One of my favorite jokes.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was that?
Did you get my that's my dad joke?
I thought we weren't going any lower than shit stories, and there we go.
Goat fuckers.
Goat fuckers.
By the way, the comment goat fuckers, I commented a goat fuckers comment on somebody's comment on Facebook one time, and Facebook took it down because it didn't adhere to their community standards. They thought I was calling someone a goat fucker.
I once had someone reported a photo of me licking an ice cream cone, which you'll remember because it was for a photo shoot. Mm-hmm. I was like, I can't actually lick anyway because I'm lactose intolerant. So I'm like, I'm just going to press it against my tongue. And I'm like, and someone reported it.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Lisa says, I spill food on myself sitting at a table, so there's no way she could eat breakfast in bed.
Oh, yeah, no, they're going to have to bring me like a big-ass plastic bib.
Right.
Every shirt I own's got a stain right here. Every one of them.
I have a girlfriend, her Instagram is, shit I spilled on myself today.
Yes, I see that. That's why we're talking about goat fuckers and not my sex life.
Let's go back to talking about your sex life right this moment.
There's no sex.
How is your vagina feeling?
I'm a virgin. Ow. Can't even hold that. That's my penis. Okay, do you want me to read it?
Can I not ask the question? Come on. Your mom is in chat.
My mom is in chat, yes. My mom is in chat.
Can I not talk about it?
No.
You have a story to read.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it?
And we do need to keep the show under an hour.
Yes. So we have like 10 minutes left.
This is so hard, just so you know.
I know.
The amount of restraint. You know what I want to ask. You know what I want to do. All right, one Valentine's Day when I was 19, I was dating a much older woman, 43. Wait, why is that much older? Come
19
on.
to 43?
I think they were 19 or 18.
Well, that's the same age difference between me and my ex. So.
All right. I was only about 2 months off of having my jaw rebuilt. That being said, I was still on pain medication. See the list here. OxyContin, Percocet, Rixaset, Vicodin. Miami might have an amazing healthcare problem. She was an amazing woman, but maybe her buying me booze wasn't a great idea, but I digress. We would go to Hollywood Beach to hang out, make out, and drink. On Valentine's Day, we decided to do this after my first steak dinner since the accident. Well, we were becoming more and more adventurous as the vodka kicks in and us being mostly alone on this dark beach. So I decided to breach the panty line digitally and was not rebuffed. I take my chance and begin to work my somewhat lucid magic. We were virtually alone, barring a late-night beach bar about a good 30 yards away. We could barely hear them, that we assumed it was the same for them with us. As I continued to attempt to play all of Ray Charles' discography on her piano, she decided to start being bedroom loud on the beach. I waited for a second to watch the bar, got no reaction, so I kept going. A few minutes later, and I can see the explosion that was about to beset me, so I figured that since the bar wasn't listening, that I would try to make her squirt. Then I was covered in mess, and she was finishing hitting the high note part in Dream On. Without missing a beat, the entire bar began cheering, and I freaked. Bravery is just overly medicated drunken stupidity.
That's fucking awesome, by the way. Never be ashamed of that story, because you made an entire bar full of people cheer. And that, my friends, is how you should end. That's the only good way to have sex on a beach, besides in your cup at the bar.
It sort of makes you want to say, "Come play my piano."
We need to get this boy out here, by the way. He's been a fan of ours for almost the entire 10 years that we've been on this show. And we need to get his ass out here. That's another reason why your contributions to Patreon will help us get fans to come out and be a part of our show. I mean, we can't pay for hotel rooms. I'll have to stay at our house.
Which, he would love.
Yeah. My dogs, my kid. Stay on my couch.
Room with baby daddy.
Is that it for the stories?
That is it for the stories.
I don't know if you guys know, but today in Las Vegas is the last day of early caucusing. Because it's we call it voting because you get to go in and fill out a ballot, but it's a caucus thing. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, Nevada is a caucus state. We switched from having, I don't know if we switched from having a primary. We switched from having a primary to being a caucus just so we could have the early say in who's going to be.
Been a caucus.
Nope. I remember when we switched.
Well, maybe you remember when we switched, but it wasn't so we could have early. This is our first year of early caucus voting.
No. The caucuses are always earlier than primaries. Primaries are in June. And Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and I think there's a couple of states wanted to be super early. We're super early for the process. So we had early voting, which hopefully, I think as busy as it was, every single location was packed from what I heard. There were lines winding around buildings for people going in to vote early.
3+ hour waits.
Right. I think the least I heard was an hour and a half. Was the least wait I heard of. Is an hour and a half.
I tried to run on my lunch today. And I don't know. It was like the Jonas Brothers were at the library.
So
cars were parked out on the street beyond the parking lot. People were like walking in and out trying to guide you. It was a mess. They were wrapped around the building. I mean, it's amazing because so many people are out there to vote. But part of what happened is that we were scheduled to use the same system as Iowa. So at the last minute, because of all the issues in Iowa, they had to change our system. And in doing so, it's caused a lot of ruckus.
But at least it's not the fucking ruckus that Iowa was going through. We'll have accurate counts.
Correct.
So right now, we did a quick search to see if there's any preliminary results. And right now, it looks like the results are that Bernie Sanders is way out ahead of everybody else. Like, to the point where everyone else is conceding the fact that for Nevada, everyone else is basically just caucusing for second and third place. Like, they're not saying he's going to win by 50%, but the quote here is, he's going to win with 28% of the vote. We're not talking about him getting 50% of the vote, said Andres Ramirez, a Nevada-based Democratic strategist and former vice chairman of the Democratic National Committee's Hispanic Caucus. But the rest of the field is so fragmented, and he has his base locked, and he can continue winning just by holding on to his base. So he's going to take a third of the vote. That's what they're saying in Vegas. Everybody else is just fighting over the leftovers, second and third place.
When your primaries come up in June for the rest of the country, please go and pick your Democratic candidate. Please, please, please. This, for those of you who say that you don't do politics because your vote doesn't count, this is where it counts. Mm-hmm. This is where it counts, and local elections is where it counts. And then from there, hopefully we can go on and get rid of the liar, philanderer, and cheater we have in the White House now.
That would be great. Oh, speaking of, I have 2 new bosses, and one of them has a photo of the president in his office. And I don't know if it's for real, or if it's just to be shocking, but considering the rest of his office, the way it's decored, it's for real. And I'm a little worried about that. I'm clearly never going to be talking about my personal life at work with this person. Because they will not enjoy that.
I learned very fast that my upper echelon at work is not on the same
political scale
as I am. And so I learned very quickly that I do not discuss any of that. And I realize you're supposed to be loud and state your beliefs. That's the only way to make a difference. But I also like getting paychecks.
Me too.
So
I live with 2 Trumpers. My mom, unfortunately, loves Donald Trump. She even knows he acts like a kid. She even knows he's silly. She even knows all the bad things that he does.
We're calling it silly?
Yeah.
When he twitters and when he buffoons and when he's a buffoon and stuff. She calls it silly. I cannot talk politics at the house. I start often, and I have to shut myself off because it will turn into a raging argument. Not with my mom, but with other people in the house. So
Guys, today, Trump pardoned a shit ton of people. And, I mean, a lot of them are actually really valid reasons. Like, there's a lot of prison reform that needs to be done. And I actually am very much impressed with some of the things that he's, granted with the, encouragement of Kanye and Kim Kardashian, but that he's starting to do and working on for prison reform. But one of the people is, and I can't pronounce his name, but it's like Rod Blagojevich or whatever.
The guy in Chicago, yes.
He tried to sell his Senate seat years ago. And so Trump's like, I really don't know the guy. I heard he's a nice guy. And I'm like, I watched him on The Apprentice. Like, I literally watched him on your show.
You know him.
You know him. You fired him from the boardroom. Like, you were there when he did all of the things. But I will tell you that he said one of the reasons is because his wife, Patty, is very vocal, and she really got out there. And she was brilliant. I actually really like her. I saw her on a different reality show a long time ago. It was I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And they said she's brilliant because what she did is she kept going on Fox News to plead her husband's case. And she would continuously tweet Trump and talk about like all of the great things her husband had done. And, her kids really miss their father, and that's it.
And go
so
vote.
You get it done.
You have until June. If you are a registered Democrat, please go vote in your primary. If you are not, if you are registered something else or unregistered, go register as a Democrat just for this election. There. And then you can change it immediately. You can change it immediately. Well, yeah, she can go on the 22nd. But she's got plans all day Saturday.
If you
so
go and vote for Gary Johnson again, I swear.
I am voting. I have been a third-party voter for most of my adult life. But in this election, it is crucial that we get Hitler out of office. And so I will go against everything I have preached on this show for 10 years, and I will vote one of the two parties. I mean, clearly I'm voting Democrat, but...
We're a bunch of liberals.
I actually always hoped that there would be like this really strong Republican who would come in and get the nomination.
Yeah.
Lisa mentioned in chat that the next time she comes out to Vegas, did we miss you last time? She was coming on the show. Yes, we would love to have you on the show. If you are out of town and you are coming into town, message us and we'll figure out a way to get you on the show. We only broadcast on Tuesdays, so make sure your vacation extends a little past the weekend.
Unless you're here on a weekend at an event, we have Winter Weekend coming up in 2 weeks.
Are we still doing that on Saturday?
Yes, we are, which is XLencePlus. That will be held at the Plaza, and that is a good time. Like, that is a good time.
Yeah.
Other ways that you can help by coming on the show or whatever, would you like to do our Patreon?
Yes, we have touted it a couple of times. We have a Patreon. Every level of monthly subscriber gets access to our Patreon posts, patron exclusive posts on Patreon. I am trying to figure out a way to put up a daily blog, but it's clearly not going to happen without some intervening force. We have all sorts of levels from $1 a month all the way up to $100 a month. I think we even have like $1,000 a month where we tell you seriously don't use this one. But please feel free to. It also gets you access, all levels right now, get you access to our Discord server where you can chat directly with me all day long, as long as I'm not busy, because I work. And if you are watching this video on YouTube, thank you so much. Please subscribe if you like the video. Please like, but it's not super important because we don't monetize on YouTube anyway. But subscribe so that you can get notification when we upload the next video. And if you click that bell icon, it'll send you an email too. That's it.
I have been having difficulty this week getting our video up. I uploaded it and it was completely black, so I took it down and now I think it's uploading again. So we'll figure that out. We ready?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
I am Alexia.
I'm Sierra.
Taxi.
And we'll see you next time.
If you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.
And